Today we are going to learn how you can create viral reels like this in Capcut. Here is the before and after.
I'm not a big believer in pre-workouts because I just think they're full of all these crap ingredients. It can get you very stimulated and maybe it can improve your performance in the gym and wake you up. But what you really need as soon as the gym workout's finished is for you to go into this very calm and relaxed where your body can start rebuilding and recovering. But with the pre-workouts, your body's still in that fight or flight mode for an extended period of time after that workout.
Let's get started. I have taken this clip from this podcast and just dragged it to a timeline. You will find all the resources in the description so that you can practice alongside me. In order to first immerse the viewer, we are going to do two things. Let's start with a zoom in effect. Take the player to the start, click on the clip, add a keyframe, take it 20 keyframes to the right. For doing that, I am pressing on shift and the right key once and twice, zoom out, expand it from the edges and keep it in the middle. Next, right click on this and go to keyframe animation. Let's expand this, go on the drop down and just click on auto curve. Let's repeat it for the x-axis, click on the drop down and click on auto curve. Now let's close this, again press on Alt plus K. So this gives us a smooth easing effect. Now let's add the vignette on top of our clip. Click on adjustments and drag a custom adjustment to the timeline. Drag it till the end. Over here in the settings, scroll down and the last option that you have is vignette. Just increase it and we can keep it around 15. We are going to create 4 motion animations in this video. Let's start with the first one. At around 1 second, let's add a faded background. So click on stock material and drag the black clip to the timeline. Let's trim it on the right, click on the clip, rotate it and expand it from the sides. Now click on mask and add a horizontal mask. Rotate the mask, scroll down and add a feather. Again go back to basic, increase the size. This looks good. Now let's add the elements one by one. First we have the bottle. Again click on device. Over here we have all the assets. Let's drag the bottle to the timeline, trim it on the right. Let's zoom in, decrease the size of the bottle and bring it over here in the lower third. In order to animate it, click on animations and give it a slide up. Similarly, click on our background and give it a fade in. Now we need to create a circle behind this. For that, go to text, add a text layer on the top, press full stop. Increase the size to 120. Right click on this and create a compound clip. Go to video, scroll down and take it to layer 2. Now we can adjust this. Now we need to add the grid on top of the circle. Click on the grid and drag it to the timeline. Increase the size. Now select both the layers, right click and create one more compound clip. Now we don't want the grid which is outside the circle. So we can easily remove that by clicking on mask and then click on circle mask. Just drag it over here and decrease the size from the sides. Again click on basic. So the grid has completely vanished. If you scroll down and click on layer 2, we have the bottle and we have also got our background. We forgot to make one change. We'll change the color of the circle. Just double click on this, double click on our compound clip. This was the original circle. Over here we have the property of changing the color. Click on this and let's make it red. Now let's select the circle, go to animations. In the in animation, click on fade in and decrease the duration to 0.2 seconds. You can adjust it somewhere over here and trim it on the right. Now in order to give this circle a floating effect, click on effects. In video effects, let's add rebound swing. Simply drag and drop it on the clip. You can increase the strength and decrease the size. Now all we need to do is add 3 exclamation points. So again click on text layer and drag it to the timeline. Remove this and press the exclamation point. In the font, let's select the font as Poppins. Scroll down and add a glow. Let's increase the size. We can decrease the intensity a bit. Let's keep it at around 40. The range can stay at 40. Now we have to give it a slide up effect such that it comes from the bottom and stays over here. But in the text animation, we don't have that option. So right click on this and create a compound clip. trim it on the right. And now if you go to animations, in the in animation, you can click on slide up. Now duplicate it twice. The first one, just drag it on the right. Go to video. We can rotate it from here. And for the third one, just click on the clip and drag it down. Again, click on video and you can rotate it. Let's keep a gap of 3 to 4 frames between them so that they come in one by one. Perfect. Now let's add the text. Go to text, click on the default text and drag it to the timeline. Firstly, I'm going to write pre-workout is, make it italics. Click on system, use the font as Poppins. Let's increase the size. Click on animations. In the in animation, click on type 2. Now scroll down and add a glow. Decrease the intensity to 20. The range can be 40. Now take a copy of this and drag it up. In this, write the word killing you. Make it upper scale and drag it down. Click on animations, scroll down and let's give it a flip up. Increase the size such that it fits perfectly below the other text. Go back to text, undo the italics. In the color, we are going to use the same red color. Scroll down and click the glow. Now the last thing that we need to do in this scene is add an underline below this text. Again drag a text layer, press on hyphens, change the font to Poppins, take it down. In the character, make it minus. Let's make it -5. Let's increase the size. This looks good, right? Now click on animation and we have to make it swipe from left to right. So we have the option of wipe right. This will come somewhere over here. You can make the adjustment later. For now, if you see, this is coming on top of the word. In order to take it back, let's right click on this and create a compound clip. Click on video. Now you can just adjust this below the word. This motion animation that we created is very small. So let's do one thing. I'm going to select all the layers, right click and create one compound clip. Now all we need to do is in the transform, scale it up. Something of this sort.
I'm not a big believer in pre-workouts because I just think they're full of all these crap.
With this, we have perfected the first scene. If you want to become an expert in Capcut, make sure to check out our course Capcut Masterclass. The link is in the description. Let's start with the second effect. This will start immediately, so let's add a green background. Again, click on import. I've got this green background. I'm going to drag it to a timeline. Let's drag it on the bottom layer and increase the size. I want to showcase that the background is moving. So let's add a keyframe at the start. This effect is going to last till here. Let's cut the remaining part, add a keyframe over here and drag it to the left. Perfect. Now as always, let's add our elements. I have this cutout of the bodybuilder. Let's increase it from the side. You can keep him something like this. I have removed his hand using Photoshop. If you want to learn how to do this, you can see this tutorial. I'm going to add his hand as well. Increase it from the sides. Let's take it behind his body. So in the layer, click on 2. Let's zoom in. We can decrease the scale. Let's trim it on the right. Now click on this layer, go to animation and click on slide up. Do the same thing for the hand. Now while the body remains static, we have to give a motion to the hand. Click on the hand layer. We are going to add 3 keyframes. The first keyframe should start after this animation ends. So take the blade over here, add a keyframe. Next keyframe can come somewhere over here in the middle. So I'm going to add another keyframe over here. And the last one should be here at the end. Let's go to the first one and rotate the hand. For the first keyframe, let's keep it at 10 degrees. This one can be 0, but let's just make sure that the hand is perfectly behind the body. Let's check the motion. This is happening properly. Okay, and for the last one, let's again keep it over here. Let's say this. Okay, this is looking great. Now select both the clips and create a compound clip. Go to adjustments, scroll down, decrease the saturation, and let's increase the contrast. Let's keep it around 20. Now over here at around 6 seconds, when he says improve your performance, we have to add a text over here. And for that, we have to zoom in on his body. Let's do that. So let's add a keyframe over here. Go back to video, add a keyframe, take it 10 keyframes to the right and zoom in. You can keep it something like this, where his hand is still visible. Now right click on this, go to keyframe animations. Take the player on this keyframe, click on the drop down, go to graphs and click on ease in one. Do the same thing for the x-axis. And one last time for the y-axis. So this will give us the much needed ease in effect. I'm going to close this. Okay, this is looking great. Now let's add the text. Click on the text and drag it to a timeline. We have to write the word improve performance. Improve, next line, performance. Let's align it on the left. Change the font to Poppins and bring it over here. Let's increase the size. In animation, let's use type 2. I'm going to increase the duration and keep it around 1 second. So similar to how we had added the line in first animation, we want to add the same. So rather than creating it again, let's just take a copy of this and drag it over here. For doing that, I have pressed on Alt. Let's adjust it over here, scroll down, and the layer, select the layer as 2, so that it will go behind his head. Now as you can see, the color white is blending in the text. Let's change the color to red. Double click on this, click on the clip, and over here, change the color to red. Again, go back. See, this is looking great. Now, I forgot to do one thing. The grid background, let's go to animation and let's give it a slide left. Perfect. We have completed the second effect. Let's see our result.
It can get you very stimulated and maybe it can improve your performance in the gym and wake you up.
I'm going to do one thing. Click on this. Let's make it italics and add a glow to it. Decrease the intensity to around 20. Now let's start with the third effect. This one is going to be super interesting and also very easy. We only have 5 elements in this. Let's start with the first. First, let's drag the background. Click on the stock material. In the trending, drag the white background to the timeline. Let's take it on the bottom layer. Rotate this and fill the entire screen. Now let's add the meditating person on top of it. Increase the size. Go to animations. In animation, let's give it a slide up. Now go to effects and drag the play pendulum on top of him. Decrease the twist, decrease the strength. This should give this person the floating effect. Now all we need to do is add 3 text layers behind him. Let's start with the first. Add a text layer over here. Change the color to black. The font is going to be Poppins. And write the word calm multiple times. Just make sure to keep a space between each word. I'm going to write it around 7 times. Then scroll down and add a curve. Again scroll down. In the strength, take it all the way to 360. That will give you a circle. Now increase the size around this much. Let's drag it till 17 seconds. This is the first circle. Right click on this and create a compound clip. Click on video, scroll down and take it to layer 2. This will take the circle behind this person. We want this circle to fade in smoothly. So click on animations and click on fade in. Now let's add the keyframes. Take the player to the start, go to text, go to video, add a keyframe in transform. Then take it till the end, add another keyframe and let's rotate it by 90 degrees. Then let's take 2 copies of this. Click on Alt and drag it up and do it one more time. Click on the first one and make it super big. This can be over here in the end. For the second one, we have to change the word. So instead of calm, let's write the word relax. Relax, space, relax. And again increase the size. Keep it between these 2 layers. This can be around 190. Let's go to the last keyframe and make it 190 as well. Let's adjust them and keep a distance of around 5 frames between each of them. Let's do one thing. This black is too much. So let's reduce the opacity. So click on all the 3 clips. Go to blend. Let's keep the opacity at around 75% and increase its size. Let's see this effect.
into this very calm and relaxed, where your body can start rebuilding and recovering.
Awesome. Now let's work on the last one. For this, we are going to reuse almost all the elements that we have already created. Let's drag them one by one. We have the grid background over here. I'm going to copy it and paste it over here. Perfect. Just instead of slide left, go to animations. In the in animation, let's give it a fade in. Again, we have the bottle. Drag it to a timeline. And let's increase the size. We have to bring this bottle into the scene in a quick rotating motion. So let's add a keyframe at the start. Take it 20 keyframes to the right. Add another keyframe. Now go to the first one. Decrease the scale. And also rotate it. We can rotate it to around 150 degrees. Perfect. Now let's add the red circle in the background. I'm again going to go over here. This is over here. This was it. So copy. Go back. And I'm going to paste it over here. This time we don't need the grid. So again, I'm going to go inside this by double clicking and turn off the grid layer. Go back. Let's increase it till the end and increase the scale. It is going to go on layer 2. So let's add the bodybuilder. I'm going to drag it to a timeline. Again, trim it on the right. Go to adjustments, scroll down, decrease the saturation, and let's increase the contrast. At the start, the image is going to be super small and behind the bottle. So take the plate at the beginning. It should start somewhere over here. So take the plate over here, decrease the size. It should be behind the bottle. Take the plate to the start, click on video, add a keyframe. Take it 20 keyframes to the right, increase the size, add another keyframe, and increase the size. This can be over here. Now at the same moment, the bottle should be above him and of the same size. So scroll down on the bottle layer, add a keyframe, go back over here and add another keyframe. Now come to the last keyframe and increase the size of the bottle. Scroll down, it should be on the top layer. And let's keep it something like this. It should look as if it's coming from behind the bottle. Okay, this is looking good. We can increase the size further, keep it something like this. Let's keep it at 220. So now same thing we are going to do for the red circle. So click on this clip, add a keyframe over here. Where we have added the earlier keyframe, add another keyframe. The reason we are adding this keyframe is because we don't want the change, the increase in size to happen earlier. Like we don't want this change to happen from here. Till here, we want the circle to stay in this size itself. But later on, from this moment, we want it to increase in size when the bottle and the bodybuilder are also increasing. I hope this is clear. At this point, let's increase the size of the circle as well. Now when the bottle is increasing in size, we want the focus to be on this builder and not on the bottle. So let's blur the bottle. Click on effects, scroll down and add the blur on top of the clip. Here we don't want it to be blurred throughout. So initially, it should not be blurred. And then let's decrease the blur to around 5. Okay. And for this person, let's give it a floating effect. So scroll down and add a rebound swing on top of him. Let's see this effect.
Pre-workouts, your body's still in that fight or flight mode for an extended period of time after that work.
Now finally, I'm going to add the captions in few places. For that, just click on captions, select the language, which is English, and click on generate. I'm going to speed run through this. Now let's see the final result together.
I'm not a big believer in pre-workouts because I just think they're full of all these crap ingredients. It can get you very stimulated and maybe it can improve your performance in the gym and wake you up. But what you really need as soon as the gym workout's finished is for you to go into this very calm and relaxed, where your body can start rebuilding and recovering. But with the pre-workouts, your body's still in that fight or flight mode for an extended period of time after that workout.
Amazing, right? If you learned something new in this video, make sure to leave a like. And if you want to learn how to create videos like other pro YouTubers, make sure to check out our course. The link is in the description.